Hey guys, SMZ here. We're back playing Raid Shadow Legends. And guys, I have been facing a small dilemma for the longest time, which is should I speed up my Marius for all of the other areas in the game? The only thing that has been restricting me so far has been the Sand Devils dungeon. And that's because the setup of the team requires that Marius be a bit slower, that Sand Devil wakes up after sleep, so I can go with Marius's nukes because I don't want to fill in those counters. I finally decided to do it, and then I had to redo my Sand Devil team a little bit in order to make it work. And turns out I was actually able to make it faster by one turn. So this is my current team right here, which takes just 5 turns, which is great for the Sand Devil 5 turn attack tournament, and just under 10 seconds. I'm going to walk you through the team. And yes, I understand this is not a 100% team. It has a 3% fail rate. But to be honest, when I'm doing this dungeon so quick, I don't mind every once in a while if I drop one or two runs. Completely fine for me. So the previous team that I was running through, which was this team that I've showcased in previous videos, where I had Cornelia as my sleeper, then Ramantu would put up the debuffs. Then you see Sandoval wakes up because all my nukers, both Newts and Marius, are slower. And there it goes. It was 6 turns in 9 seconds pretty consistently. However, at this stage, all my nukers, as I said, Marius Newt and the other Newt, they were hovering around 250 speed. And recently, I've been able to make my my Marius faster, which means I also had to make my Newts faster. So in my current team setup that I have, now let me show you the run first, and then I'll talk you through. So what happens is, obviously, the sleep goes first, Marius attacks, and now I send in a Crazia to steal the turn meter. She has an irresistible 100% chance to steal all the turn meter. That allows my Newts to be slightly slower than Marius and then kill him off. I've been trying to pump up the Newt speed as well, and they are also quite fast now. But to be honest, since a Crazia steals the turn meter, they don't have to be, right? And Aidlen I've brought in instead of Cornelia. Again, she has a 100% chance, but of course, there's the 3% resist chance in both cases. But Aidlen also brings other debuffs, so it brings in a bit more utility. She has allowed me to take off, for example, Ramantu, and pulling in a Crazium allows me to do a bit more damage as well. Now, there's one other iteration. If instead of a Crazia, I actually plug in Geomancer because he also has a 100% turn meter steal. Then this does the job just fine. Actually, it's the same turn count, 5, but it's a few seconds faster. So he steals the turn meter. Marius went, then Newt 1, there's Newt 2, and the Soul Reap on the second Newt will finish the job. This time round, it's 9 seconds, and sometimes it's 8 seconds as well, as you can see the best. There's one problem though. Already I have a 3% resist chance with Idlin. Geomancer's turn meter steal is not irresistible. So I introduce one more possibility of failing. That's why, even if Geomancer run is a bit faster, that's why I prefer to keep in Acrasia. And Acrasia does a bit more damage as well. So how the team is geared, let me quickly walk you through. So Marius is in a slightly different build. He's still 9-piece Merciless. I've been playing around with a Stone Skin and Lethal build for PvP. I've showcased previously which build is best on Marius for most PvP areas of the game. And short answer here, it is actually 9-piece Merciless. 9-piece Slayer, apologies. But for PvP content, there is a lot of value to having a Stone Skin Lethal. So for example, I have a preset over here that I sometimes would use. So now with the 9-piece new Slayer set that I have, the total stats look like this. Instead of the 255 speed he had, now he's running 276. The defense hasn't dropped by that much, and the accuracy is also similar. It was 350, I believe, now it's 344. Doesn't really matter. Crit damage is pretty similar as well. I have Cascades on him, and I use him pretty much everywhere in the game, Crushing Rend, and then Helm Smasher on the tier 6. Newt has War Master on the tier 6. Soul Reap, the slower Newt has Soul Reap, no Relic, and he is also a bit faster now. He's running 268, even though he's the slowest of the bunch. To be honest, I didn't need to change this build. I was experimenting with something else. But yeah, those are the stats of the first Newt, or rather the slower Newt. The faster Newt, or Newt 2, is running at 270, so 2 speed faster. Otherwise, similar stats. Defense is a bit lower, and it's in lethal, no relic, phantom touch for this one, so he can help out with the Fire Knight's shield, obviously, and then Giant Slayer on the tier 6 for him as well. Geomancer is you're wearing Warmaster Cruelty on 6-star, no relic, and he is wearing a reflex set and rocking around 300 speed and high enough accuracy, 578 accuracy. My Edlin is wearing a 6-piece perception set with a couple of pinpoint artifacts rolled in there. So she's the main thing that matters for her is the speed, which is 310. She needs to be fastest on the team, and the accuracy, which is 531. I have booked her out enough to get the debuff chance to 100% from 75. Cooldowns don't really matter because she's supposed to go just once, and she helps place these debuffs as well. Brimstone on her, however, she doesn't really hit with this ability, so it's a bit useless. I might think about changing this blessing on her, to be honest. Doesn't have any masteries, doesn't really need it. So that's the team. And this is the video is basically about the changes. There's a lot of changes that you sometimes need to make because of one change that you did. For me, that one change was changing Marius' speed and making him 20 speed faster because that allows him to do a lot more damage on longer fights like the Chimera, like the Hydra. And I had to change around so much stuff. And that's the thing that I wanted to highlight. Hope this is useful for some of you. Thank you very much for watching till the end. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much and see you next time.